It's the Joes! Raptor, let's take off and attack! Cobra! Joe's got trouble. He's got it bad!
Coming up on Crossfire Collectibles, G.I. Joe Classified Series number 139, Chip, Raptor, Talon, and General Ledger. Stick around. What's up, and welcome to Crossfire Collectibles. Today's video, I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing the G.I. Joe Classified Series number 139, Chip, Raptor, Talon, and General Ledger. So, day late and a dollar short. We were supposed to have him over the weekend, but some things came up. We weren't able to get to him, so now we're going to just start off on a whole new weekend on this fabulous Monday and review this figure. So, first things first, we'll go over the box. Here you have it. The blue and black kind of carbon fiber background. You see Chip, Talon, aka Raptor, and General Ledger. Cobra symbol. There's his wing gadget flight thing back there. There's the figure. General Ledger. Got a pair of claws, a knife, and a pistol. Flip to the side. 139 Cobra. There's some stats. And you got a QR code. Over on this side, you have some beautiful artist rendering here. It looks great. I absolutely love that. 139 down here. On to the back. Here you have a picture of Raptor flying around in a canyon. A couple of flight pods up here. A few eagles, hawks, falcons, whatever you want to call them. A couple shots here. You can see the lift mechanism here on the wing. CM2 on this one. A shot of his face. Stats again. Cobra 139 at the top. UPC at the bottom. So now let's go ahead and get him popped open. But first, please subscribe to the channel. Alright. So, unlike a few people, I actually liked Raptor as a kid. I had to figure he was pretty cool. Crap. So I was kind of excited when I guess the leak came out and you got to see, oh, this is what Raptor's gonna get. And you got this new kind of modernized wing system here, which is actually pretty cool. In a way, it reminds me of Vulture, from Spider-Man, the way they did his kind of modernized version in the movie. That's pretty neat. Here's the background. You got the red and black Cobra. This is attached, so we'll have to take that off. There's the figure in the plastic dungeon. He's got that little hood piece here, like a giant falcon head. Maybe it's a Thunderbird, who knows? It's pretty neat. Pretty excited to get to that figure, but we're gonna wait and we're gonna go over the backpack first. We need to cut this thing out. And we'll edit this up some so we don't waste too much time getting to the figure. And now for here's the little backpack flight mechanism. Looks pretty neat. See, you got the adjustable wings here. Very cool. Looking at the back, a close-up. All kinds of... I couldn't even tell you what half of this stuff is, but it looks pretty neat. A rip wing, CM2. Got some hinges on here. Flip around this side. There's that little fan mechanism on each side. It's supposed to be a magnet. I'm tempted to see if something will stick to it. There's your peg for the back. Pretty neat. I'm sure we'll come up with something, figure out how we're going to get him in a pose. But this is nice. Alright, go on to the figure. There he is in the plastic dungeon. Very nice. We're going to go over the weapons first. So we'll go ahead and start with his claws here. Now we have seen these before. So typical reuse, repaint, all black. Got the 3 claws and a little strap for the hand. There's the top guard right here. Neat. Smaller accessories. First you have his dagger. or knife. You see your handle. It's got some wrapping on it, looks like. Down to that little butt. Silver blade. Nice sharpened edge. A little groove on each side. You have pistol. So, a little more modern, you know, not a typical reuse. We've seen it, but it's not that often that we get this. I actually do like it. All black. You have that gunmetal slide on the top. So very nice. This looks really good. If it were up to me, I would say this is probably a Glock. Probably a 17 or a 19. It looks pretty good. Hole at the end for a blast effect. Nice. Now, we'll move on to General Ledger here. So this is kind of just a upscaled version of the Hawk that came with the Pursuit of Cobra Zartan, which was also reused for the FSS Raptor. Oh, pretty neat. And he's got the little blindfold on. So it's over his head. It's kind of a bummer that you don't get an actual, you know, full winged out bird, you know, like you did with both Spirits. But there that is. You see the single peg on the back, be able to plug into something. And there's just like literally no articulation to it at all. Move on, we'll get his little Raptor hood out. So this is actually really nice, really detailed. You see them golden eyes with the little black beads in there. Pretty crazy, almost like they're looking down. Got that top beak, feathers all over it, a couple different colors. Just the inside. This thing is probably the most detailed out of the whole set, I would say. Somebody really took some time into doing this and it looks great. And now let's get to the figure. And here he is. It looks alright. So we never got to see his hair, but it kind of looks like how I did as a teenager for the most part of it. You know, got the long hair on top, shaved all around the sides and underneath. Got his little mask on. And he's got some more feathered stuff right here that he kind of wears as a, you know, upper vest. Tattoos running down the chest, around on his arms, and down his back. So if we were to pop that off, we could probably see some more of it, but we're not going to go ahead and do that. We're going to leave it alone. The necklace is actually attached to the vest, and I like how they gave you that, you know, little red stone in the center, kind of traditional to the original and remake of the Raptor. Look at his gauntlets here. So there's a hole there. Maybe that's where General Ledger would perch. But why would it be underneath? It's a little odd. There's one on each side, as well as the red stones again. That's pretty cool. He's got this huge bird as a belt buckle. And then a belt with a single holster on it. A couple of pouches down on each leg. And it looks like this one here is where you can probably put your knife. There's a little opening right there. So kind of like an open sheath. No sheath around the boots. Got a couple of feathers sticking out the top. Interesting. Pretty cool. Got some new parts on here. He looks alright. So let's check out the articulation. Head is on a ball joint and can rotate full 360. Can't really go forward that far. Or back. That sucks. A little bit of side to side. Neck has a little bit of range of motion. Over at the arms, you got some shoulders and butterfly joints. They can rotate a full 360. Extend the arm out with that hinge, and it doesn't really go that far, it looks like. This side goes up a little higher. And you got a bicep rotation. Double jointed pinless elbows. You got some forearm rotation. Interesting. Down at the hands, the wrist, you have that hinge peg that will allow it to do a full 360 and angled down hand up. Same with the left hand. All right, the torso, ab crunch, that far forward and that far back. A little bit side to side, waist swivel, down to the legs. So up at the hips, you have drop leg. Leg can go forward that far, to the side that far, and back about that far. Thigh rotation. Double jointed pinless knees. He's got some calf rotation. Down at the ankles, you have the hinge. Allow the foot to go that far forward, that far up, and you got a side-to-side rocker. All right, so pretty cool. Decent articulation, not the best, but it's all right. So let's go ahead and gear him up. We'll take his pistol and pop that to his holster right here. Come around to the knife and throw this on this side right here, right into that little slot. Let's go ahead and bring his little hood in, put that on him, and it looks nice. I think I would have preferred it to be all one piece, but it looks pretty good. Might have to heat it a little bit to get it, you know, a little flared out so it comes down a little more, but it looks good. General Ledger, how are we gonna do this? If we take his left arm here and kind of rotate that forearm guard up some, maybe extend it out, bring in General Ledger, take that peg and just kind of line it right up with that hole and plug him right on down in there. That peg on his feet is a bit flimsy, so it went in kind of awkward. Like it bent and then it didn't want to go in and then it did, so I don't know, not a big fan of it, but there we go. Looks a little cheesy, but anyways, let's go ahead and bring his wing pack in. We'll line that peg up with the hole in his back and plug it on in, and there we go. Looks pretty cool. He's got the extended wings out for this one. I'm gonna give him a couple poses, so we're gonna lose the bird for a few. It's gonna make him a bit top heavy and off balance, so we're gonna get him a couple of stands. Alright, so we'll go ahead, plug one into each foot. One on the right and one on the left. There we go. Now, we're gonna go ahead and take these claws here, or I'm gonna call them talons, because I think that's, you know, probably suits him a little better. Get those fingers into that little guard there. There we go, we got one. So we'll flex that one a little bit. And slide these on. Like that. So there we go. Now if you want, you can go ahead and have him kind of crazy pose, you know, getting ready to come at you and, you know, slash or something, you know, rah. But something I wanted to do was actually take his wings. I like how he did this with the some of the, I guess, concept art. They sat there and they put the wings kind of going around him, almost like they're shielding him. I thought that was pretty cool. You know, something like that. But I'm gonna get these wings up, maybe extended out behind him, so he's like down on the ground and ready to come at somebody. Almost give him like a bit of a Wolverine type, you know, pose, you know, coming at you. I don't know how I feel about that too much, but we'll throw them into something and figure it out. Let's go ahead and bring in a comparison just for fun. So here he is with the Mad Marauders, Spirit Iron Knife, and Neol. They look pretty good next to each other. The bird may be a little too big, because if you were to bring in General Ledger, hold them up, there's a huge size comparison. So you got a golden eagle here and a falcon or a hawk right here, and that thing is going to destroy this. Alright, so now we'll go ahead and throw him in a final pose, get him up onto the turntable, and we'll give you some final thoughts.
G.I. Joe will return after these messages.
Be sure to check out our previous videos. A link will always be pinned in the comments.
Now back to G.I. Joe.
Alright, so here you have it. The G.I. Joe Classified Series, number 139, Chip, Raptor, Talon, and General Ledger. He's a pretty awesome figure. I don't think he's the best, but he's definitely not the worst. He looks great. I gotta say, he's more modernized than you would expect. If you think about the classic figure, he's got that little cloth cape, it's all feathers and stuff like that. I really liked the route they took him, modernizing that flight pack. That was a really cool idea. Instead of having the big feathers on there, you kept them, but you made them like these huge metal points. He can use them as weapons. I like the little lift system it has on it, kind of reminds you of Vulture or maybe even Falcon from Captain America. Pretty nice. Got some new parts on them. The boots are kind of really cool. You have that three-toed Talon in the front coming up, a little bit of feather sticking out the top. I like the detail on his chest, back, and arms, with that body tattoo. That's pretty cool. I think that the hood itself and the vest piece, they should have been one piece. Having that necklace attached to him, that's kind of I don't really care for that. General Ledger, that's probably the bummer of all of it. You got this small little bird here, no articulation. He's got that kind of blind bag over his head that you really can't do anything with. It's goofy. The little peg on him, hardly even wants to stick into the holes on his arms. But, I don't know, that's kind of a disappointment. I think the most detailed thing out of it is actually that, raptorized bird head he has. I mean, that's pretty nice. The detail on it, I keep looking at it because I think it's awesome. I do like the 9mm it has. That's got some really good detail on it. It actually looks good. It looks real. The reuse of the claws is actually kind of nice, even though, it was a reuse. But hey, it goes with the figure. I like it. So overall, I don't want to judge the figure, but I'd probably get it maybe a 7. He doesn't have a high grade, but he doesn't have a low one just due to the unique parts and all that good stuff that he gets. But G.I. Joe collector, gotta get him. If you are, definitely pick him up. He's cool, especially if you like the later Joes that came in the Real American Hero, and he's pretty nice. So anyways, that's going to do it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed what you saw. If you did, please, like always, leave that giant thumbs up, subscribe, tickle that bell so you're notified when we post future videos. Be sure to follow us on social media, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.